Alright, Schlockmeister fans, Mr. Skin presents the allegedly greatest skin exploitation flick, women in prison variety. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, it's Chain Heat. Let's watch.
Why scum like you make such a big deal out of a little fuck? Besides, I paid double this time.
Prison guard is paid to take advantage of one of the inmates, but she's gonna pull a gun on him. But she doesn't get far. This sort of mayhem is a common occurrence at this women's prison. On the right, you'll see Carol Henderson, played by Linda Blair.
Oh, man, what, man? Judge Cartwright?
She's been sentenced to prison for killing someone running over with her car accidentally. And I don't know if he's... I guess he is the warden. It's John Vernon. And he takes advantage of the lovely ladies as well, including Monique Gabrielle. And there's a lot of cocaine flowing through this prison as well, which he's involved in.
Never mind the means, just get to the name. Gotta get to my business. Here's an ounce.
Sybil Danning is one of the badasses on the block, too. And they just arranged for this woman to run into a... Jeez.
Nasty little scratch there. Yeah, he asks too many questions.
Stella Stevens also.
Take a long look, honey. By the time you get out, you sure won't look the same.
Another woman gets killed. And you notice how the guard ran away? Mayhem.
Nobody causes me trouble. Right, Bobby? Right. Look, honey, you want protection. You see me?
Response.
Well, maybe you could tell me how to accommodate 2,000 inmates in a prison that was built for 1,500.
These two don't get
And not
along
have
very
somebody
well.
stabbed or killed.
And she has eyes on his job.
Right here.
Oh yeah, a remarkable shower scene here, which I can't show you.
Even deadly.
Carol meets Warden Backman.
This prison. Hardened criminals. No, we don't want that happening.
I don't know who to trust or believe.
Things aren't going well for Carol. That's Cleopatra Jones, Tamara Dobson. She's not a big fan of Erica. Right in the balls. So Duchess and Erica fight in the courtyard under the watchful eye of the guards.
Hey, boys, you picked some real cuties tonight.
Irwin Keyes, one of my favorite actors. Apparently the women are whisked away occasionally to go to parties and have sex with people.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, the woman sitting on the toilet didn't get to go. She's going somewhere now. That's Henry Silva, and Carol refuses to play along with everybody, and she's not going to fuck anyone tonight.
Only wanted you a good time.
She seeks comfort with the warden.
I think they call it last.
Oh, bless you. Was that the David they do? Yeah, well, everything is all right now. That's a girl.
He's really nice and comforting until he decides to assault her. He also videotapes all of his conquests.
Big bubble. I did it in a porno.
You were in a porno film? No kidding. Well, you came to the right place. I got a room full of porno films. I did it myself.
He doesn't know that she's actually wanting them to be filmed, because they're going to try to blackmail him later on. Well, then they come in and they drown the warden. She was in on it, of course. That was Stella Stevens who was in on that drowning, and now they're killing the girl too, so she can't talk. Carol suspected some trouble in the courtyard from one of the guards, so she takes matters into her own hands. All this does is get her sent to the hole for a while.
From a combination of pills and booze. Obviously passed out.
Warden's death accidental.
And drowned.
Obviously. And the girl who died in the tombs?
Well, the baton that was used to kill that girl is now being planted in Erica's bed. Where it's discovered shortly after, of course.
This is my baton. She must have stolen it.
The girls have had enough.
A riot, that's exactly what I'm talking about. During the course of a riot, we can steal the tape out of Bachman's office and get it to the investigator that's been snooping around.
Same team.
So they riot, and the first thing they do is spring Erica.
Moment. Let's do it.
Go, hit it, yes!
Thanks.
So they get a hold of a videotape, which
Get out of here, Carol.
shows the drowning of the warden. And here's the best line in the movie.
I sure hope they can get the smell out of those fish.
They kill a guard on their way out as well. Stella Stevens is the acting warden now, and she's desperately trying to get a hold of that videotape, which just ran out of the room with Carol, which leads to a final confrontation on the roof and off the roof. Which pretty much ends our film.
Carol, do you have the tape?
You bet.
Let's get it to the cops.
Alright, let's talk about this movie, Chained Heat. Now, this is a cable classic. Saw it many times back in the 80s. I think it came out in 82 or 83. Can't remember for sure. Look down if you're curious to the exact date. I think it was 83. Anyway, this showed up on cable quite a bit, and it's a celebrity nude classic film. Actually, it's just filled with tons of nudity. Full frontal nudity, shower scenes. It's a women in prisons flick, and it's got everything you would expect from women in prison. Nasty guards, a warden who likes to sleep with the inmates, lesbianism, assaults, and shower scenes, and just it's got everything. Linda Blair is the star of this movie. She plays Carol. She gets thrown into prison after apparently she ran over somebody with her car. Apparently it was an accident, but she killed the guy. Inside the prison is Sybil Danning, Tamara Dobson, and a bevy of other beauties. Stella Stevens is like the, I guess, deputy warden or the vice warden. I don't know, whatever the place is. John Verdon is the main warden. Stella Stevens has eyes on his job. At one point, they send the girls out. Apparently, they got to deal with somebody that they send the girls out to have parties. Basically, they're hookers, and they can go out and leave and have sex sometimes. There's a lot of violence in the prison. There's fights all the time. Women are getting killed. It's strange that people are getting killed left and right, and nobody seems to react or do anything about it. I would think that this was a real prison and people were dying, every other day. People would take notice, but apparently not in this prison. The warden has a jacuzzi in his office, and he sleeps with various prisoners. He films it too. He's got his own porno collection, like he calls it. But at one point, Monique Gabrielle, actually, they hire her. She's one of the inmates to sleep with the warden. Actually, no, she's not the one who slept with him when they killed him. Stella Stevens was involved in killing and drowning the warden in his own jacuzzi, and then she's made like warden in training or something like that, and she's going to be the new warden. So it's basically a power move on her part. But what she didn't know was that the warden, because he tapes everything, was taping his own death. Some of the girls know they have that tape, so they decide they're going to riot, they're going to bust in, they're going to steal that tape and give it to an investigator so they can see what's going on here. And, of course, they are successful in doing that. Ultimately, there's a big riot. More guards are killed. Some of the inmates, I believe, were killed. And Stella Stevens has a confrontation with Carol on the roof, and Carol tosses her off the roof, and she rescues the tape, and the movie ends with them walking to give it to an investigator, I guess. There you go. I don't know. Again, this is exploitation at its finest. It really is. This DVD here was put up by Mr. Skin. Mr. Skin Presents. There's 3 movies here: Chained Heat, Red Heat, and Jungle Warriors. I'll get to the other 2 eventually. Chained Heat is a movie I've had taped since the very late 80s. Linda Blair is the star, obviously, as Carol Henderson. Now, this was the first movie she did where she had a nude scene in it, and apparently she wanted to get away from the little girl or girl in trouble type of typecasting that was on her, so she did this one. I don't know exactly what she was expecting with this. So I think she had actually also appeared topless in some adult magazine. Was it We? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think it was Playboy. So she was trying to shed that little girl image. But this movie, it's hard to believe anybody could think this movie would be taken seriously as a solid film, because it's strict exploitation is what it is. Now, as an exploitation film, it works fantastic. If you're looking for a lot of nudity, you're going to find it here. A lot of violence. I mean, this is a fun film in that regard. And a lot of the ladies who take all of their clothes off look absolutely beautiful. Not all of them, though, but a lot of them do, including Linda Blair, of course. She looks great, too. So anyway, that's it. So anyway, Chained Heat, it's a good film. I believe this is on some sort of cheap DVD also, but I think it's like a bootleg type of DVD. Maybe it's even PAL, I'm not sure. This is a really good one, though. It's a very high-quality DVD. They work to make these really good. They're all remastered and such. And there's an introduction by Mr. Skin, I think, on all three of these. So as Mr. Skin calls it, he says this is the best women's in prison movie in terms of nudity ever filmed. And I can't really argue with him on that. So anyway, check it out. Last time I checked, this particular DVD was kind of pricey. So if you can get this for a decent price, jump on it. I'll leave a link down below, assuming Amazon has it, and snatch it up. So check it out. Leave some comments. Chained Heat. Watch it. Bye.